Hey everybody, and welcome back for another deep dive. You know we love to take all those complicated topics and break them down into something you can actually use, and today is no different. We're going to be talking about home improvement and repair assistance programs right here in Pennsylvania.
That sounds good, yeah.
So if you're thinking about fixing up your house, or maybe you're just curious about what kind of help's out there, this deep dive is for you.
Definitely.
Because let's face it, sometimes the whole world of grants and programs feels like a maze, right?
Yeah, it could be really confusing trying to figure out where to even start.
That's why we've got our expert here with us today. They're going to help us make sense of it all.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm an expert exactly, but I do know a thing or two about navigating these programs.
Well, that's exactly who we need. So to kick things off, we did a ton of research on the home improvement scene in Pennsylvania, and the first thing that jumped out at us, the sheer number of programs available blew our minds. Over 147, can you believe that?
It's amazing, right? And what's even more surprising is that a lot of Pennsylvania homeowners are struggling to afford those repairs.
Well, yeah, I mean, have you seen the price of lumber lately?
Seriously. So there's definitely a need out there, and luckily we've got all these programs trying to fill the gap.
Okay, so let's talk about where this help is coming from, because 147 programs, that's got to be a lot of different sources.
Oh yeah, for sure. We've got 5 main players in the game. First, you've got HUD, the Department of Housing and Urban Development.
Okay, HUD.
Then there's the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency, or PHFA. They play a big role at the state level.
Got it.
And then you've got individual counties and cities. They've got their own programs too.
Oh, so it's not just federal and state. We're talking local, too.
Exactly. And let's not forget about the USDA, the U.S. Department of Agriculture. They have some good programs for rural residents.
Okay, USDA.
And then finally, you've got a whole network of community organizations pitching in.
So it's like a team effort.
It is. It is.
Yeah. Okay, so basically it's not a one-size-fits-all situation. There's a program out there for pretty much every situation.
Pretty much, yeah. It really depends on where you live your income and what kind of work you need to do.
And speaking of the kind of work these programs cover, a pretty wide range of projects, right?
Yeah, they do. We're talking everything from windows and roofs to foundations. Even big stuff like HVAC systems.
But here's what I found really interesting. Some programs even help with asbestos and lead paint removal. Now, that's a game changer, especially for those of you with older homes.
Oh, absolutely. Asbestos and lead paint, those are serious issues.
Yeah.
And they can be really expensive to deal with. So having programs that help with that, it's huge.
Okay, so I know some of you are thinking with 147 programs out there, there's got to be one for me, right?
Yeah, probably.
Huh.
There really is a program for almost everyone. But we did notice that certain groups tend to get priority because there's just so much demand.
Makes sense. So we're talking about seniors, veterans, individuals with disabilities, and low-income households.
Right. Those folks often need a little extra help, so it's great that they're getting that support.
Okay, but there's a catch, right?
Yeah, there is. A lot of these programs operate on a first-come, first-served basis.
So the moral of the story is don't wait.
Exactly. Don't wait until you're in a crisis. Get that application in as soon as you can.
All right, so we've established there are a ton of programs out there. Let's start diving into some of the most popular options, starting with one that might be particularly relevant to you, and that's the Weatherization Assistance Program, or WP.
Ah, yes, WP. We saw this one come up a lot in our research. It's great for replacing those old drafty windows.
I bet that's music to your ears.
Definitely. WE is all about energy efficiency, and window replacement is a big part of that. The average amount spent per home through WP is around 8,008 orders.
Wow, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, it's a pretty good chunk of change. And there are over 67 local organizations that manage WP across Pennsylvania, so it's not hard to find your local point of contact.
Okay, another one that jumped out at us was LIHEAP, the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program.
Right, LIHEAP.
Now, this one focuses on energy bills, but it can sometimes help with window replacement too, right?
Yeah, that's right. It's all about making your home more energy efficient and saving you money on those bills.
And here's something interesting we learned about LIHEAP. They consider the median income in your area when they're figuring out who qualifies. So even if you're making a decent income, you might still be eligible if you live in a more expensive area.
Exactly. It's not just about your income by itself. It's about how your income compares to others in your community.
Okay, that's good to know. And LIHEAP is managed at the county level. So your first stop would be your county's IHEAP office. There are 93 counties in Pennsylvania.
Now, for those of you living in rural areas, the USDA Rural Development Program is a great option. They offer a combination of loans and grants.
And get this, you can potentially get up to $50,000.
Now, that's serious money.
I know, right? Imagine the possibilities.
Of course, there are some eligibility requirements, like you have to show that you can't get affordable credit elsewhere. But if you meet the criteria, this program can be a real lifesaver.
Okay, so we've got WAP, LIHEAP, USDA, Rural Development. Now let's talk about some federal loan programs. We mentioned HUD earlier. They have a couple of programs that might be a good fit for you.
Yeah, one option is their Title I Property Improvement Loan Program. It's basically loan insurance for homeowners who might not qualify for a regular loan. Maybe their credit isn't great or
So
something.
it's like a safety net.
Exactly. The FHA, which is part of HUD, they insure the loan for your lender. So it's less risky for them to approve you.
Okay, that makes sense. And are there any limits on how much you can borrow?
Yeah, there are loan amount limits. For houses, it's $25,000. And for mobile homes, it's $25,090.
So not for those mega renovations, but definitely enough to get some serious work done.
Right. HUD also has a 203K rehabilitation mortgage insurance program. And this was really interesting.
Tell me more.
It's a special FHA loan that lets you finance both the purchase or refinancing of a house A and D, the cost of renovations, all in one mortgage.
So you're basically streamlining the whole process.
Exactly. There are two types of 203K loans. The limited 203K, which is for projects under $35,000, and then the standard 203K for projects over $35,000.
So you've got options depending on how much work you need to do.
Now, one interesting thing about both the Title I and 203K loans is that the money for the renovations, it doesn't go directly to you. It goes into an escrow account, and it's only released to the contractor as the work gets done and inspected.
Oh, so it's like a safeguard.
Yeah, exactly. It protects both you and the lender.
Okay, that makes sense. So we've talked about federal and state programs, but don't forget about those county and city-specific programs, because there are a lot of them out there.
Oh, yeah, tons. And they're all a little bit different, so you really need to do your research and see what's available in your area.
Right, because last fiscal year, cities and counties got over $249 million to support these programs.
That's a lot of money.
It is, so there's definitely help out there. Now, we can't go through every single county and city program, but let's highlight a few, just to give you an idea. So let's start with Philadelphia.
Okay.
Philadelphia has a program for emergency home repairs.
And get this, it's free.
Free.
Free for eligible homeowners.
Now, that's what I'm talking about. What kind of repairs are we talking about here?
Well, it focuses on essential stuff.
Yeah.
Like electrical plumbing, heating, structural issues, roofing, the things that really affect safety and habitability.
Okay, so if your house is falling apart, this program can help.
Exactly. And they also have the Adaptive Modifications Program, which helps people with disabilities make their homes more accessible.
Okay, accessibility, that's a big one for a lot of people.
Right. And again, these modifications are free.
Hmm?
We're talking about things like accessible kitchens and bathrooms, stairway elevators, wheelchair lifts, ramps, railings, barrier-free showers, even first-floor bathroom or bedroom additions.
Wow, they really thought of everything.
Yeah, they did. But it's important to note that this program is specifically for accessibility modifications. It's not for general home repairs.
Got it. What else does Philly have?
Well, they have a low-interest home improvement loan program. So if you need help financing a bigger renovation project, but you don't qualify for a regular loan, this is a good option.
Okay, so it's kind of a middle ground.
Yeah, you could say that. There are income guidelines for this program, though.
Of course.
And they also have a program for emergency home heater repairs, which is super important in the winter.
Oh, yeah. Can you imagine being without heat in a Pennsylvania winter?
No, thank you.
Yeah.
And finally, they have the Senior Housing Assistance Repair Program, which provides minor repairs and modifications for seniors who are 60 or older.
So it's a program tailored specifically for seniors.
Exactly. It's all about helping them stay safe and comfortable in their homes.
All right, let's move on to Allegheny County. They have the Allegheny Home Improvement Loan Program, or AHILP, and the interest rate for these loans is just 1%.
Can you believe that? It's like highway robbery.
I know, right?
1%.
So you can borrow between $3,000 and $23,000. And the terms range from 12 to 240 months.
Wow, that's a lot of flexibility.
It is. One thing to keep in mind is that some of the money has to be used for certain things, like fixing code violations and lead hazard remediation.
Oh, so it's not just about making your house look pretty.
Right. It's about making sure it's safe and up to code.
And here's a bonus. Sometimes they'll even give you a grant to help cover those costs.
It's true. You can get a grant for limited code repairs, lead hazard control accessibility improvements, and even public sidewalk repairs.
Wow, they really do think of everything.
They tried.
Okay, now within Allegheny County, the city of Pittsburgh has its own set of programs, and these are managed by Shan Housing, a nonprofit that does some really amazing work. They have the Homeowner Assistance Program, or HAP, which provides up to $30,000 in financial assistance for home repairs and upgrades.
$30,000.
That's a lot of money.
It is. And it's a combination of a grant and a 0% interest deferred loan.
Wait, so you get both? You do, you do. Up to $5,000 as a grant and up to $25,000 as a loan. And the loan is deferred for 30 years.
Wow. So you basically have 30 years to pay it back.
Exactly.
That's amazing. Okay, what else does Exishuan Housing have?
Well, they also have the Home Accessibility Program for Independents, or HEPI. And this one helps homeowners and landlords with accessibility modifications.
So it's not just for homeowners?
Nope. Homeowners can get up to $10,000 in grant funding, and landlords can get up to $5,000.
That's a great way to encourage landlords to make their properties more accessible.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then lastly, they have the Homeowner Assistance Program Plus, or HAP Plus AE. And this one's specifically for homeowners with moderate incomes.
Oh, so it's for people who might not qualify for the lower income programs but still need help.
Exactly. HAP Plus provides up to $30,000 in assistance. And it's a combination of a grant, a 0% interest deferred loan, and a 0% interest amortizing loan.
So you're getting a little bit of everything.
That's right.
Okay, so we've got Exishuan Housing,
Yeah.
but there's more, right?
Oh, yeah. There's always more. Pittsburgh also has the Sustainable Home Improvement Partnership, or SHIP. SHIP. And they work with local nonprofits and volunteers to repair and weatherize the homes of veterans, seniors, and disabled residents.
That's fantastic. I love that they're specifically targeting those groups.
Me too. And they also have the Keystone Renovation and Repair Program, which offers loans ranging from $2,500 to $35,000 for all sorts of home improvement projects.
So they've got you covered no matter how big or small your project is. All right, let's move on to Montgomery County. They have a program called the Housing Rehabilitation Program.
Catchy name.
I know, right? And this program helps low and moderate income homeowners bring their properties up to code.
It's all about making sure homes are safe and habitable.
And how much assistance can you get?
Up to $45,000.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is. And it covers a wide range of repairs. We're talking heating system replacements, structural repairs, plumbing, electrical security improvements, even lateral connections to water and sewer systems.
So if you've got a major problem, they can probably help you fix it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And remember, it's first come, first served.
Right, so apply early.
Always good advice.
Okay, let's head over to Bucks County. The Redevelopment Authority of the County of Bucks has a program to help you bring your home up to code. This one's particularly good if you need a new heater or roof.
And sometimes it can even help with accessibility modifications.
Oh, that's nice. How much can you get through this program?
Well, the maximum assistance amount is $15,000. And it's usually a zero-interest loan.
Zero interest. That's amazing. So you're basically getting free money.
Well, sort of. You do have to pay it back, but not until you sell the house or refinance or transfer the deed.
Okay, so you have a long time.
A long time.
Bucks County also has Habitat for Humanity.
Oh, Habitat for Humanity.
And they have a really cool program where they'll help you figure out what repairs you need to do and prioritize them. They have professional construction staff, volunteers, and subcontractors who all work together to get the job done.
It's really a community effort.
And the best part, you get to participate in the process too.
Exactly. It's all about empowering homeowners.
All right, let's move on to Delaware County. They have the Housing Rehabilitation Loan Program. And guess what? It's another zero-interest deferred loan.
I love these zero-interest loans.
Yeah.
They're so homeowner-friendly.
I know, right? So this one's for up to $15,000, and it's specifically for emergency repairs. Like if your sewage backs up or your furnace breaks down in the middle of winter.
Or if you've got a major roof leak.
Basically anything that can't wait.
Exactly.
Okay, Delaware County also has a home weatherization program.
This one is awesome. They provide all sorts of free services to help you improve your energy efficiency.
Free!
Free. They'll do a home energy audit, give you tips on how to use less energy. They'll even install insulation, weather stripping, caulking, all sorts of stuff.
Wow, so they really go all out.
They do. They do. It's pretty impressive.
Okay, let's head over to Lancaster County. They have the Home Repair Program, which helps low and moderate income homeowners make those safety and security repairs.
Right. And to qualify, you have to meet certain income requirements, and you have to have owned your home for at least 2 years.
Okay, so there's a little bit of fine print, but if you qualify, the assistance comes in the form of a no-payment loan.
That's right. You don't have to make any monthly payments while you own and live in the home. You only pay it back when you sell the property or transfer ownership.
So it's like a long-term interest-free loan.
Exactly.
Okay, that's a good option for people who don't have a lot of extra cash flow right now but can afford to pay it back later.
Yeah, definitely. Now, Lancaster County also has the Manufactured Housing Repair Program, which is basically the same thing but for mobile homes.
Oh, that's great. They didn't forget about the mobile homeowners.
Nope, they didn't. And the loan for this program, it actually decreases by 20% each year you stay in the home. And after 5 years, it's completely forgiven.
Wow, so they're actually encouraging people to stay in their homes and take care of them.
Exactly.
All right, let's move on to Chester County. They have 3 programs that are managed by the Housing Partnership of Chester County,
The first one is the Housing Rehabilitation Program.
which helps low to moderate income homeowners fix code violations.
That's right. The maximum loan amount is $25,000, and the interest rate is 0%.
Another zero interest loan. These programs are awesome.
They are. And your monthly payment, if you have one, it depends on your income.
Oh, so it's tailored to what you can afford.
Exactly. They also have the Home Modification Program, which helps people with disabilities make their homes more accessible.
Okay, and what about the third program?
The third one is the Senior Citizen Home Maintenance Program. And this one provides basic home maintenance repairs and access modifications for seniors who are 65 or older.
So they've got programs for everyone.
You really do.
Now, what about the funding for the Senior Citizen Home Maintenance Program?
The limit is $4,500 per residence, and it's a grant, so you don't have to pay it back.
That's incredible. Okay, let's move on to York County. What do they have?
Well, they have the usual suspects, LIHEAP and Weatherization.
Okay, those are pretty much everywhere.
Right. But they also have a new home improvement program, which helps with a variety of repairs and improvements.
So if you're in York County, check that one out. Now, Berks County.
Berks County does have a home improvement program,
Yeah.
but their website wasn't working when we were doing our research, so you might have to call them to get more information.
Old-fashioned phone call. All right, Lehigh County.
Lehigh County has the Countywide Housing Rehab Program, or CWHR. And this one provides up to $20,000 in assistance to income-eligible homeowners.
Okay, and what kind of work does it cover?
All sorts of stuff, like fixing your heating, electrical, or plumbing, structural repairs, insulation, anything that helps lower your operating expenses.
Sounds pretty comprehensive.
It is. Lehigh County also offers 3 programs through PHFA.
Oh, right, PHFA, the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency.
Exactly.
Okay, so you've got local and state programs working together. That's great. Now, what about Westmoreland County?
Westmoreland County has a housing rehabilitation program, and they use some of their own county funds to support it.
So they're really putting their money where their mouth is.
They are.
Okay, Luzerne County.
Luzerne County has the Emergency Home Rehabilitation Program.
I love how they put that in all caps.
Yeah, it definitely gets your attention. So this program is for homeowners who are facing like an emergency situation, something that's a danger to their health or safety.
Okay, so we're talking no heat or water, hazardous electrical problems, lead, paint accessibility issues, things like that.
Exactly. And the funding is provided as a non-interest-bearing forgivable loan.
So no interest, and you might not even have to pay it back. That's amazing. Okay, what about Northampton County?
Northampton County has the Lehigh Valley Community Land Trust, and they help low-income homeowners with home improvements, energy efficiency upgrades, and heating system repairs.
It's so great that there are so many organizations dedicated to helping people with their homes.
It really is.
Okay, Dauphin County.
They have a housing rehab program, but we couldn't find any information about it online, so you'll have to call them.
Another phone call. All right, Erie County.
Erie County doesn't have an official home improvement program.
Oh, bummer. But I'm sure there are some community organizations or nonprofits that can help.
Definitely.
Okay, Cumberland County.
Cumberland County has the Home Modification Program, and this one's all about making homes safer and more accessible for seniors over 60.
Okay, so things like grab bars and ramps.
Yeah, they do all that. They also help with things like window unit air conditioners, storm window screens, and rain gutters.
Wow. So they're not just focused on major modifications, they're also taking care of those small things that can make a big difference.
Exactly. They can also fix cracked steps or sidewalks and replace window panes.
Basically anything to make your home safer and easier to live in. And how much can you get?
Up to $2,000,
Right.
and it's a grant, so no repayment required.
That's fantastic. All right, so we've covered a lot of counties, but as you can see, there's a ton of help out there. It can be a little overwhelming trying to figure out all the different programs and eligibility requirements.
Yeah, it can be. But the important thing is don't give up. Don't assume you don't qualify. Do your research Ask questions, and you might be surprised at what you find.
You never know until you try, right?
That's right. It's true. There's a lot of info out there, but hey, that's what we're here for. We've done the digging, so you don't have to.
Exactly. And we'll keep guiding you through the maze of programs. Now, you mentioned earlier that accessibility is going to be a big focus for your renovation.
And it is, yeah.
Well, let's talk about a program that might be perfect for you. The Pennsylvania Accessible Housing Program, or PAHP.
Okay, PHP.
This program focuses on new construction and rehab, but with a big emphasis on accessibility.
Right, and it's not just for homeowners.
Really?
Yeah, towns, boroughs, townships, they can get up to $500,000. Cities and counties can get even more, up to $750,000.
Wow. That's a lot of potential for making homes more accessible.
Okay, and sticking with accessibility,
Yeah.
PHFA also has the ACCESS Home Modification Program.
Oh, yeah, that one's great. This one's specifically for people with disabilities, and it provides loans for modifications. And here's the best part. It's a deferred payment loan with no interest and no monthly payments.
Yeah, you don't have to pay it back until you sell the house or transfer the deed.
So you can focus on getting those modifications you need without worrying about breaking the bank.
Exactly.
What kind of modifications are we talking about here?
Well, it covers bathroom modifications, grab bars, handrails, kitchen modifications, lifting devices, even main-level bathroom or bedroom additions.
So pretty much anything you might need to make your home more accessible.
Yeah, pretty much.
And how much can you get?
Between $1,000 and $10,000.
Okay, so it might not cover everything, but it's a good start.
Definitely.
Okay, so let's say you're not just looking for accessibility modifications, you're planning a bigger renovation project. Well, PHFA has a program for that too. It's called home style renovation.
Ah, home style. That one's a good one.
This one seems perfect for those who are buying a house or refinancing and want to tackle some renovations at the same time.
Right. You can finance those repairs, remodeling renovations, energy upgrades, all in one go. And qualified borrowers can get up to 75% of the as-completed appraised value.
So you're basically rolling the cost of your renovations into your mortgage.
Exactly.
Okay, that's a pretty sweet deal. Now, what if you're buying a house that needs a little work?
Well, then you might want to check out PHFA's Purchase Improvement Loan Program. This one's specifically for people who qualify for a Keystone Home Loan.
So it's like a package deal.
Yeah, you can buy the house and fix it up all with one loan.
And how much can you get for the repairs?
Between $1,000 and $15,000.
Okay, not bad. Now let's talk about energy efficiency. PHFA has a program for that too, right?
Of course they do. It's called HELP, the Homeowners Energy Efficiency Loan Program. ELP. It offers loans for energy efficiency upgrades.
Okay, and the interest rate?
1%.
1%? Are you kidding me?
Nope. 1% for 10 years.
That's insane.
It's a great deal. And there are no prepayment penalties, so you can pay it off early if you want.
Okay, so what kind of upgrades does it cover?
Pretty much everything you know. Air sealing insulation ductwork, energy-efficient windows and doors, heating and cooling system repairs, or replacements, even roof replacements.
So if you're looking to go green, HELP is the way to go.
For sure. And if you need help with your septic system, they've got a program for that too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's called the PGInvest Septic Program.
PNvest Septic. Okay, tell me more.
It offers loans with interest rates ranging from 1.75% to 2.8% APR.
Okay, still pretty reasonable.
Yeah, and you can borrow up to $25,000. The terms are up to 20 years for traditional homes and up to 15 years for manufactured homes.
So if your septic system is on its last legs, this program could be a lifesaver. Now, there's one more PHFA program I want to talk about, and that's their whole home repair program.
Oh yeah, this one's interesting. It's a little different because the funding goes to local organizations, not directly to homeowners.
So it's like an indirect approach.
Exactly. It helps those organizations address a variety of housing needs, like making homes safer and more energy efficient.
Okay, so how much funding are we talking about?
Up to $50,000 per home.
Wow, that's a lot. But it's all at the county level, right?
Right. So you have to check with your county to see if they're participating.
Okay, now let's step outside of PHFA programs for a moment and talk about community organizations, because they're doing some incredible work too. We all know about Habitat for Humanity.
Oh yeah, they're great.
They're not just building new homes, they're also helping people repair and update their existing homes.
And they rely heavily on volunteers, which is really cool.
It is. And their restores are another great resource.
Oh yeah, the restores are awesome. You can find all sorts of discounted building materials, appliances, furniture. It's like a treasure trove for DIYers.
And you're supporting a great cause while you shop.
Exactly. Win-win.
Now, another valuable resource are community action agencies.
These are nonprofits that offer a wide range of programs to help people in their communities.
Right. And a lot of them provide weatherization services, home modifications for seniors and people with disabilities, home renovations, even emergency home repairs.
So they're kind of a one-stop shop for all your housing needs.
Exactly. Now, what if you've been through a natural disaster?
Well, if you weren't eligible for FEMA funding, you might be able to get help from Pennsylvania's Disaster and Emergency Management Agency.
Well, that's good to know. So what kind of assistance do they provide?
They mostly focus on grants to help people repair their homes. If there's been a flood or fire or something like that.
Okay, so they're there to help you pick up the pieces.
Exactly. And of course, FEMA itself also has programs available in Pennsylvania.
Right. They provide all sorts of assistance after a disaster, housing, financial aid, food, even medical assistance.
They're a lifeline for people who have lost everything.
Now, I know we have a lot of veterans listening, and I want to make sure you know about the resources available to you. There are a few programs specifically for veterans.
Yeah, the VA has grants and renovation loans to help veterans adapt their homes to their needs, especially if they have a disability.
So it's all about making sure veterans have a comfortable and safe place to live.
Exactly. And don't forget, veterans are also eligible for all those other programs we've been talking about. So they've got a lot of options.
Now, let's not forget about our senior citizens. You folks are in luck because you have access to all the programs we've talked about, plus some extra resources just for you.
Like your local area agency on aging. They can connect you with all sorts of programs for seniors.
Right, home repair programs, home modification programs, anything you need to age in place safely and comfortably.
Exactly. They're a great resource.
Okay, so we've thrown a lot of program names at you, but let's circle back to a few key players that I think deserve extra attention. We talked about WAP earlier and how it's great for replacing those old, drafty windows.
And it can really help lower your energy bills.
Exactly. It's a win-win. And with over 67 local organizations managing WAP across the state, it's not hard to find someone to help you.
Now, another program we want to highlight again is LIHEAP. It's mainly for helping low-income households with their energy bills, but sometimes it can also help with window replacement.
And remember, LIHEAP takes into account the median income in your area, so don't rule yourself out just because you think you might make too much money.
Always a good idea to check.
Now, for our rural residents, the USDA Rural Development Program is a great option.
Oh yeah, this one is awesome. It offers loans and grants to help very low-income homeowners fix up their homes.
And they also have grants specifically for elderly, very low-income homeowners to remove health and safety hazards.
So they're really looking out for the most vulnerable members of our community.
I love that. And the financial assistance they offer is incredible. You can get up to $40,000 as a loan and up to $10,000 as a grant.
Or you can combine them for a total of up to $50,000.
That's life-changing money. Okay, so we've covered WAP, LIHEAP, USDA, rural development. Now let's talk about some federal loan programs that can help you finance those home improvement projects. We mentioned HUD earlier, and they have a program called the Rehabilitation and Repair Loan.
Also known as the Title I Property Improvement Loan Program.
Right, Title I. So this is basically loan insurance for homeowners who might not be able to get a regular loan.
Exactly. The FHA, which is part of HUD, they insure the loan for your lender. So it's less risky for them to give you the money.
Okay, so it's like a safety net for borrowers.
You could say that. Now, there are loan amount limits. For houses, it's $25,000, and for mobile homes, it's $25,090.
Okay, so it's not for those huge renovations, but it can still cover a lot of projects.
Definitely. Now, HUD also has the 203K Rehabilitation Mortgage Insurance Program.
203K.
This one's great because it lets you finance both the purchase or refinancing of a house, A&DO, the cost of renovations, all with one mortgage.
So you're killing two birds with one stone.
Exactly. There are two types of 203K loans. The limited 203K, which is for projects under $35,000, and the standard 203K for projects over $35,000.
So there's flexibility depending on the size of your project.
Exactly.
Now, with both the Title I and 203K loans the money for the renovations, it doesn't go directly to you. It goes into an escrow account, and it's released to the contractor as they complete the work.
Right. It's just to make sure the money is used for what it's supposed to be used for.
Okay, so it's a protection for both the homeowner and the lender.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about state and federal programs, but let's not forget about all those county and city-specific programs.
Right, because those can be really valuable.
And last fiscal year, cities and counties got over $249 million to support those programs.
Wow. So there's a lot of money out there.
There is. Now, we can't go through every single program, but let's highlight a few notable examples, starting with Philadelphia County. The City of Brotherly Love has a lot to offer homeowners.
They do, they do.
First up, they have a program for emergency home repairs.
And it's free.
Free is always good. So what kind of repairs does it cover?
Well, it covers those essential systems like electrical plumbing,
Hmm.
heating, structural issues, roofing, the things that can really make a house unlivable.
Okay, so if you're having a major crisis, this program can help.
It can. Now, they also have the Adaptive Modifications Program. This one helps people with disabilities live more independently in their homes.
So it's all about making homes more accessible.
Right. And again, it's free. We're talking about things like accessible kitchens and bathrooms, stairway elevators, wheelchair lifts, ramps, railings, barrier-free showers, widened doorways, even first-floor bathroom or bedroom additions.
It's pretty comprehensive.
It is. But remember, this program is specifically for accessibility modifications. It's not for general home repairs.
Got it. What else does Philadelphia offer?
Well, they have a low-interest home improvement loan program. So if you need help financing a bigger project, but you don't qualify for a regular loan, this could be a good option.
Okay, and are there any income requirements?
Yeah, there are. You have to check with the city to see if you qualify.
Okay, what else?
They have a program for emergency home heater repairs.
Oh, that's a good one, especially in the winter.
It is. And finally, they have the Senior Housing Assistance Repair Program, which provides minor repairs and modifications for seniors who are 60 or older.
Okay, so they've got programs for all ages and incomes. Now let's move on to Allegheny County. They have the Allegheny Home Improvement Loan Program, or AHILP.
AILP.
And the interest rate for these loans is just 1%.
I know, right? It's crazy low.
So you can borrow between $3,000 and $23,000. And the terms range from 12 to 240 months.
That's a lot of flexibility.
It is. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that some of the money has to be used for certain things, like fixing code violations and doing lead hazard control.
Right. It's not just about making your house look pretty. It's about making sure it's safe.
And the best part is sometimes they'll even give you a grant to help cover those costs.
You can get a grant for limited code repairs, lead hazard control accessibility improvements, and even public sidewalk repairs.
Okay, so there's a lot of potential for financial assistance. Now, within Allegheny County, the city of Pittsburgh also has its own set of programs, and these are managed by Action Housing.
Action Housing.
One of their key programs is the Homeowner Assistance Program, or HAP, and this one provides up to $30,000 in financial assistance for home repairs and upgrades.
$30,000, that's a lot.
It is, and it's a combination of a grant and a 0% interest deferred loan.
That's right. You can get up to $5,000 as a grant and up to $25,000 as a loan. And you don't have to start paying back the loan for 30 years.
Wow, so you have a long time to get your finances in order. Now, what else does Action Housing offer?
Well, they also have the Home Accessibility Program for Independence, or HAPI.
API.
And this one helps homeowners and landlords with accessibility modifications.
So it's not just for homeowners.
Nope. Homeowners can get up to $10,000 in grant funding, and landlords can get up to $5,000.
Wow, that's a great incentive for landlords to make their properties more accessible.
It is. And then lastly, they have the Homeowner Assistance Program Plus, or HAP Plus Abatement. And this one is specifically for homeowners with moderate incomes.
Oh, so it's for people who might not qualify for the lower income programs but still need a little help.
Exactly. And this program provides up to $30,000 in assistance. It's a combination of a grant, a 0% interest deferred loan, and a 0% interest amortizing loan.
Wow, so there are a lot of moving parts to this one.
There are. Now, aside from Action Housing, Pittsburgh also has the Sustainable Home Improvement Partnership, or SHIP.
SHIP.
And they work with local nonprofits and volunteers to repair and weatherize the homes of veterans, seniors, and disabled residents.
That's awesome. I love that they're targeting those groups who often need the most help.
Me too. And they also have the Keystone Renovation and Repair Program, which offers loans ranging from $2,500 to $35,000 for all sorts of home improvement projects.
So they've got a lot of options depending on your budget.
Right.
Okay, let's move on to Montgomery County. They have a program called the Housing Rehabilitation Program, and this one helps low and moderate income homeowners bring their properties up to code.
It's all about making sure homes are safe and habitable.
And the maximum assistance amount is $45,000.
That's a lot of money.
It is. And it covers a wide range of repairs. Heating system replacements, structural repairs, plumbing, electrical security improvements, even lateral connections to water and sewer systems.
So if you need major work done, they can probably help you.
Now, one thing to keep in mind is that it's a first-come, first-served program, so you need to apply early.
Always a good idea to apply early.
Okay, let's go to Bucks County. The Redevelopment Authority of the County of Bucks has a program to help you bring your home up to code. This one's great if you need a new heater or a new roof.
And sometimes it can even help with accessibility modifications.
Oh, that's a bonus. How much can you get through this program?
Well, the maximum is $15,000, and it's usually a zero-interest loan.
Another zero interest loan. They're really spoiling us.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And you don't have to pay it back until you sell the house or refinance or transfer the deed.
So you have plenty of time.
Plenty of time. Now, Bucks County also has Habitat for Humanity at Bucks County, and they have a really cool program where they'll help you figure out what repairs you need to do and prioritize them.
I love that. It's like having a personal home improvement consultant.
It is. It is. They have professional construction staff, volunteers, and subcontractors who all work together to get the work done, and they encourage the homeowners to participate in the process.
It's a great way to learn new skills and take ownership of your home. Okay, let's move on to Delaware County. They have the Housing Rehabilitation Loan Program.
Another great program.
And guess what? It's another zero-interest deferred loan.
I told you they love those zero-interest loans.
This one's for up to $15,000, and it's specifically for emergency repairs. You know, like if your sewage backs up or your furnace breaks down in the middle of winter.
Or if you have a major roof leak.
Exactly. Anything that can't
Yes.
wait.
Hmm.
Now, Delaware County also has a home weatherization program.
And this one's awesome because they offer all sorts of free services to help you improve your energy efficiency.
Free?
Free. They'll come out and do a home energy audit, give you tips on how to save energy, install, insulation, weather, stripping, caulking, you name it.
Wow, they're really going above and beyond.
They are. They are.
Okay, let's head over to Lancaster County. They have two great programs that are managed by the Lancaster County Housing and Redevelopment Authorities.
The first one is the Home Repair Program. This one helps low and moderate income homeowners make safety and security repairs.
Okay, so what are the eligibility requirements?
You have to meet certain income requirements, and you have to have owned your home for at least 2 years.
Okay, makes sense. And how does the assistance work?
Well, it's no payment loan.
A no payment loan, what's that?
It means you don't have to make any monthly payments while you own and live in the home. You only pay it back when you sell the property or transfer ownership.
So it's like a long-term interest-free loan.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a good option for people who can't afford to make monthly payments right now.
Right. Now, they also have the Manufactured Housing Repair Program, which is basically the same thing, but for mobile homes.
Okay, so they're making sure everyone is covered.
They are. They are. And the loan for this program, it actually decreases by 20% each year you stay in the home. And after 5 years, it's completely forgiven.
That's incredible. They're really encouraging people to stay in their homes and take care of them. Okay, let's move on to Chester County. They have three programs that are managed by the Housing Partnership of Chester County. The first is the Housing Rehabilitation Program.
And this one helps low to moderate income homeowners correct code violations.
So again, it's about making sure homes are safe and habitable.
Right. And the maximum loan amount is $25,000 with an interest rate of 0%.
Another zero interest loan. I love these programs. They're so homeowner friendly.
They are. And if you have a monthly payment, the amount depends on your income.
So it's really tailored to your individual situation.
Exactly. Now, they also have the Home Modification Program, which helps people with disabilities make their homes more accessible.
Okay, and what about the third program?
The third one is the Senior Citizen Home Maintenance Program. And this one provides basic home maintenance repairs and access modifications for seniors who are 65 or older.
So they've got everyone covered.
They do.
Now, what about the funding for the Senior Citizen Home Maintenance Program?
Well, the limit is $4,500 per residence. And it's a grant, so you don't have to pay it back.
That's fantastic. Okay, let's move on to York County. What do they have?
Well, they have the LIHEAP and Weatherization programs.
Okay, those are pretty standard.
Right. But they also have a new home improvement program, which helps with a variety of repairs and improvements.
Ah, so it's a general program.
Yeah, pretty much. You can check out their website for more information.
Always a good idea to check the website. Okay, now what about Berks County?
Berks County does have a home improvement program, but their website wasn't working when we were doing our research, so you might have to call them.
Okay, another phone call. What about Lehigh County?
Lehigh County has the Countywide Housing Rehab Program, or CWHR, and this one provides up to $20,000 in assistance to income-eligible homeowners.
Okay, and what does it cover?
Well, it covers a lot of things: renovations or replacements of substandard heating, electrical and plumbing systems, structural repairs, and modifications, insulation, you name it.
So they really cover all the bases.
They do. Lehigh County also offers 3 programs through PHFA.
Okay, so they're working with the state too.
Exactly.
All right, Westmoreland County.
Westmoreland County has a housing rehabilitation program, and they use some of their own county funds to support it.
So they're really invested in making their community a better place to live.
They are.
Okay, Luzerne County.
Luzerne County has the Emergency Home Rehabilitation Program.
You love that name.
Me too. It's very dramatic. So this program is for homeowners who are facing an emergency situation. You know, something that's a danger to their health or safety.
Right, like no heat or water, hazardous electrical conditions, lead, paint accessibility issues, things like that.
Exactly. And the funding is provided as a non-interest-bearing forgivable loan.
So no interest, and you might not even have to pay it back. That's awesome. Okay, Northampton County.
Northampton County has the Lehigh Valley Community Land Trust, and they help low-income homeowners with home improvements, energy efficiency upgrades, and heating system repairs.
Okay, so they're really focused on making homes more affordable and sustainable.
Exactly.
All right, Dauphin County.
They have a housing rehab program, but we couldn't find any information about it online, so you'll have to call them.
Another phone call. What about Erie County?
Erie County doesn't have an official home improvement program, so you'll have to check with community organizations and nonprofits to see what's available.
Okay, good to know. What about Cumberland County?
Cumberland County has the Home Modification Program. This one is all about making homes safer and more accessible for seniors over 60.
Okay, so things like grab bars and ramps.
They do all that. They also help with window unit air conditioners, storm windows, screens, rain gutters.
Wow, so they're not just focusing on the big stuff, they're also taking care of those smaller details that can make a big difference.
Right. They can also fix cracked steps or sidewalks and replace window panes.
So they're really thinking about everything. And how much can you get through this program?
Up to $2,000. And it's a grant, so no repayment required.
That's fantastic. All right, so we've covered a lot of counties, but as you can see, there's a lot of help out there. It can be a little overwhelming trying to figure out all the different programs and eligibility requirements.
It can be. But the important thing is don't give up. Don't assume you don't qualify. Do your research. Ask questions, and you might be surprised at what you find.
You never know what's out there until you look.
That's right.
It can feel like a part-time job just trying to stay on top of everything.
Oh, yeah. Especially if you're already busy with work and family and life, you know.
Right. So what can people do if they're feeling overwhelmed?
Well, that's where those community organizations and nonprofits come in. They can help you figure it all out.
So it's like having a coach in your corner.
Exactly. They're there to answer your questions, guide you through the process. Make sure you don't give up.
It's so important to have that support system.
It is. And don't forget about your personal network, too. You know, family and friends can be a huge help.
Even if it's just someone to listen to you vent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need someone to talk to.
Okay, so before we wrap things up, I want to talk about something that came up a lot in our research. This idea that home improvement programs are only for low-income homeowners.
Oh, yeah. That's a common misconception.
But it's not true, right?
No, not at all.
Mhm.
There are programs for a wide range of incomes.
So don't count yourself out just because you think you make too much money.
Right? Some programs are specifically for low-income homeowners,
Mm.
but others have more flexible requirements. And don't forget about those loan programs.
Which are available to pretty much everyone.
Exactly.
Now, another important thing to remember is that these programs are constantly changing.
Oh, yeah. New programs pop up all the time.
Mm.
Existing programs get updated. Funding levels go up and down. It's a lot to keep track of.
So how can people stay up to date?
The best way is to check the websites of the organizations that manage these programs. They usually have the most up-to-date info.
Makes sense.
And you can always call them, too, if you have questions.
Okay, so we've talked about the different programs, we've talked about how to stay up to date, but let's be real for a second. The application process, it can be a bit of a headache, right?
It can be, yeah.
Oh.
It's a lot of paperwork, a lot of back and forth, a lot of waiting.
And some people just don't have the time or the energy to deal with all that.
Right. Especially if you're already juggling a million other things.
So what's the solution?
Well, first of all, don't be afraid to ask for help. Those community organizations and nonprofits, they're there to help you through the process.
So they're not just a source of funding, they're also a source of support.
Exactly. They can answer your questions, help you fill out the paperwork, even advocate for you if you need it.
It's like having a personal assistant for your home improvement project.
Pretty much. And don't forget about your friends and family, too.
All right, they can help you stay motivated and on track.
Exactly.
Okay, so before we sign off, I want to leave you with a few final thoughts. We've spent a lot of time talking about the nuts and bolts of these programs, the eligibility requirements, the application process, all that stuff.
Right.
But at the end of the day, these programs are about so much more than that. They're about helping people, they're about building stronger communities, they're about making Pennsylvania a better place to live.
They are. They're about giving people a chance to have a safe, affordable, accessible home.
Exactly. So if you're a homeowner in Pennsylvania and you're thinking about making some improvements to your home, don't be afraid to reach out for help. There are so many resources available to you.
That's right. You don't have to do this alone.
And remember, this is just the beginning. We've given you the tools and the information you need to get started, but it's up to you to take the next step.
That's the exciting part.
It is. So do your research, explore the possibilities, and don't give up on your dreams.
And remember, we're always here to help. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out.
We love hearing from our listeners.
Would you?
Now, before we go, I want to leave you with one final thought-provoking question. What if we stopped thinking of home improvement programs as a last resort and started thinking of them as an opportunity? An opportunity to create the home of your dreams, an opportunity to make your community a better place, an opportunity to invest in your future.
I love that it's about empowerment, not just assistance.
Exactly. So to all our listeners out there, remember there are so many programs out there. The key is finding the one that's the perfect fit for you. Do your research, explore the possibilities, and don't be afraid to ask for help. You might be surprised at what you discover.
And with that, we'd like to thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
We had a blast exploring this topic with you, and we look forward to diving into more fascinating topics with you in the future.
Until then, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep those home improvement dreams alive.
See ya.